All right. So, how do you find cash buyers? If you're wholesaling houses, let's talk specifically about houses, or this could be land. Let's keep it residential to keep it simple. Houses and land. So, you've heard that if you find a good deal, the buyer will be there or the money will be there. And that's not always true. You can find the best deal in the world, but if you have no list, if you have no buyers, if you have no relationship with buyers that know you, like you, and trust you, it's going to be very difficult to move that deal. Now, there's always exceptions to the rule. If you find a fantastic deal, you can post it on Craigslist, Facebook, LinkedIn, and you might be able to find somebody, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So the best thing to do is what they call reverse wholesaling. So you've seen systems out there called reverse wholesaling. That's where you find the buyers first, and then you go shopping. So you can find cash buyers a number of ways. You can find them networking at real estate groups and meetups. Once we get back to the world of being able to network, this is June of 2020. We are still, not having meetings pretty much all across the country until phase three happens and we open up and meetings can commence. But those meetings are happening online and virtual. So you could definitely make virtual connections online. Doing Zoom meetings is a great way to get to know people and reach out to the cash buyers and don't have a arbitrary list of questions you're going to ask, like trying to, ask them their buying criteria and all that. Talk to them just like you're talking to anybody else. It's a conversation. Tell them, hey, I'm a seeker of wisdom. I'm wholesaling. Tell them you're new to the business if you're new to the business. And I'm just trying to connect with, sophisticated investors, experienced investors, and learn. So, tell me what you're buying and where. So, instead of saying, what is your buying criteria? This, that, and the other. Hey, I'm a seeker of wisdom. I want to learn the business. I want to know what you know. I want to be where you are. Can you tell me what you're buying and where? And when they do that, then dig into the why. So why did you buy that house over there? What is it about the house? What is it about the area? What do you do to the properties? How much does it cost? So, obviously you don't want to drill them, like that and just question them like you're interrogating them. But as you go along, just build that relationship, have the rapport, and approach it as a seeker of wisdom. Just tell them, hey, I admire what you've done and what you've done and where you are now, and I want to get to where you are. Would you be willing to share some of your wisdom with me? I'm a seeker of wisdom. So when they're, describing things to you, just dig a little deeper. If they say, yeah, I bought this 3 bedroom, 2 bath over in Elmont and sold it for 400 grand over in Elmont. Yeah, over in Elmont, over by the high school. So you like properties by a high school. So, kind of repeat the last few things they say to get them to dig a little deeper, or just say, well, tell me more about that. Or, would you be willing to share more information about that? Not even would you be willing, just say, hey, tell me more about that. What did you spend? Why did you spend that? Who was your contractor? Where did you find this, that, and the other? So, ask questions, be observant, ask intelligent questions, and make sure you take notes. And make sure that after that meeting, send a sincere follow-up. If you can afford it, send them a little Starbucks gift card or something, or a restaurant gift card or something like that, that you get to know them, find out where they like to go, what they like to do, and send them something relevant to what they're doing, or Amazon gift card for a book, something like that. And at the very least, if you don't have any money, send them a handwritten note. And if you can't afford a stamp in an envelope, send them an email and thank them in the email sincerely for spending their time with you and helping you and how much you appreciate it. And their time's valuable, and you would love to be able to connect again soon. So people like the fact that you've researched them first before you reached out. What they do and where they do it and how they do it. And they like when you send them a thank you for spending time with you. And never ask anybody if you can pick their brain. And then when somebody does spend time with you, always send a follow-up thank you. I can't tell you how many times I've given valuable, extremely valuable advice to people and never hear a word from them. So, I don't care. I don't do it for that reason, but it just shows me who they are, and I'll never give them advice again. So understand who you're talking to and what the expectations are. Research them first. So cash buyers are meetings like RIAs, meetup groups, things like that. Realtors work with cash buyers, so you can network with realtors. And, that is one place you can go to if you just find a smoking deal and you don't have a buyer's list. Start contacting realtors in the area. All realtors in hot markets have cash buyers ready to go, investors and retail. And then last, you can use the list services like List Source. Companies like that, they have a list of cash buyers. There's another one called Flip Intel. So you can Google that, Flip Intel. And they have a service where they can drill into a market and show you who all the cash buyers are, what they've bought, what they're doing exactly. So it's pretty cool stuff. So there's a lot of information out there. And then course, if you don't have any money or resources, you can always go to the county, research the transfers, real estate transfers, look for the deals that closed in cash. The Register of Deeds there will show you how to do that. And you can start compiling your own list of cash transactions. Sometimes there'll be multiple LLCs, but look for the ones that have the same address, same mailing address or registered agent address for the LLC, corporate address, and you'll start to see patterns there. You can go to auctions when they get back to having live auctions. You can go to those and find out who the cash buyers are. Other than that, you can attend auctions and look at auction sites and see who's bidding on houses and things like that. So that's another way to find cash buyers. And then once you get that list together, then you can send them a mail, a nice professional mail or a postcard, just letting them know who you are and that you're a wholesaler. And if they'd like to get on your list, give them, make sure you've got a web page signed up where they can go get to your website, get on your list to be on your mailing list for when you do find deals. And then when you reach out to them, again, research them first, understand who they are, and know a little bit about them before you reach out, and just be sincere. Approach it from a standpoint of you're a seeker of wisdom. You want to provide value if and how you can. If you have something that's a valuable service to them, if you're a realtor, then you can provide valuable service there in terms of finding them deals, offering them market insight, MLS access, comps, things like that. So there's a lot of ways to crack that nut. It's difficult right now to network efficiently and effectively, but those are some of the ways you can do it. Just remember, it's all about relationships. It's all about respecting the other person's experience and wisdom and what they have to offer and being sincerely appreciative of that. After that, with a written follow-up immediately. So usually the same day or the next day, you want to send that email or that card out or that letter and thank them for their time. And Amazon gift card, whatever, $5 for a book, $10 for a book, something like that. Those are great ways to do that. So you want to stand out, you want to be different, you want to be sincere, build relationships. So that way, when you're standing in front of a seller and you tell them that your job is to find properties for your investors, that you really have investors, and that's what you really do. And you can be ethical, moral, and know that you can get a deal closed when you're promising that seller you can get a deal closed. So that is some of the ways that you can find cash buyers. I'm sure I missed a few things, but those are some of the ways you can do it, free and paid. And again, the easiest way, free, is realtors, auctions, real estate investor groups and meetups, Facebook groups in your area. You can find cash buyers and investors in there. Bigger Pockets, they have local community networks in Bigger Pockets. And then your tax database, you can always research transactions and do all that. And you can also hire title searchers to generate lists for you as well that do that on the side. But auctions are really good too. A good way to meet cash buyers. So those are some of the resources. Get out there. The key is to take action. So pick one of those or a couple of those and just do it. Just take action. Just do it. Start building your list. And then when you go hunting for properties, you will have more confidence that you'll be able to do something with that property and get it moved, get it sold, and start building yourself a real, predictable, scalable business.